Steve, well done today. 3 points in the bag. You must be very pleased.
Yeah, always nice to win your first game. Wasn't one for the spectators, I don't think. There was a bit of excitement out there, but I thought both teams give a good account of themselves in certain ways they were trying to play, and we were fortunate enough to get the win. They missed a penalty, so the luck was with us today.
Back four looked very sound, didn't they, though? Our back four.
Yeah, like I said, we've always built on a good foundation at the back, including Johnny now, who's replaced Tony, and that's the way forward, because we create chances. We've got the strikers to put the ball in the back of the net, midfielders to do. You've got to stop them coming in, and I thought the back four today were extremely well, including Liam, who was walking a tightrope after the penalty. That's why he had to come off, otherwise he would have played the full 90. You've got to sometimes look after players and look after the team, because going down to 10 that could have hurt us. So adaptable. Stoney went in at right back, Tom Beer come on, shuffled it about a bit, and I say we've done all right.
And I thought our strike force up front really looked powerful, and Hendon arguably didn't have that to offer. Different kind of players, I know, but we looked very strong up front, I thought.
Yeah, well, we had one up, we had two up, they had one up with two wide players, and they caused a few problems in the first half down the left-hand side. But overall in the game, I think Johnny made that save in the first half, which was a great block after a knockdown and a misjudgment by us. I don't really think the keepers have had a lot to do apart from come and claim some crosses. Obviously they've had the penalty miss, we've had the great delivery from Jay Siver in the corridor of death, if you like, and whoever gets on the end of it's in the back of the net. So I don't think there was much to choose between the teams, if I'm being honest. Both got ways of playing. We're big and strong, they're quick and nimble, if you like. But overall, like I say, we got the result, and at the end of the day, 3 points is what counts.
Definitely. There was a bit of a debate actually about whether it might have been an own goal. I mean, obviously we're quite happy for Nathan to claim it, and that's what will go down on the record, but I don't know how you saw it.
I just saw a great delivery in, and people going in put balls in the box in them sort of areas. You know, anything can happen, and like I say, fortunate enough for us it went in the back of the net. I believe Nathan's claiming it, I believe Nathan was give it, so if that's the case, that's his goal. Whether it did or it didn't, try taking it off him.
He's off the mark, isn't he?
Yeah.
That's great. Can you tell us about Tom Beer, the position with him?
Yeah, definitely. Damien Scannell and Alex Crofty may be a couple of weeks away. Andre obviously suspended for this and Margate. Joe Turner's international clearance hasn't come through, which we was hoping. Parky's the other one that'll be back towards the end of August, hopefully, if his progression's going well. So we were short. You know, I looked at I had Dom and Callum on the bench. Stuart. Was hoping Alex could be alright, but he's got here today and it's still not any better. So we do think if we give him the rest of 2 weeks, it'll be alright. Obviously, we was banking on that. The paperwork with Tash had already been done, which I'm pleased about anyway, so he gets minutes under his belt.
Scored a couple today, I'm told.
Well, it's going to work, you know. I had 2 clubs phone me on the way here about him, you know, after if it don't work out there, can they have him? So Tash is a development, and he's going to be a wanted man soon. If that's not with us, it'll be definitely higher. So with that, made a phone call to try to speak to Tom earlier in the season, pre-season, and he was going to Eastleigh. As you can imagine, coming out of AFC Wimbledon, you want to play as high as you can. So he's gone on trial there. It didn't work out. He's ended up going back to Hampton, and speaking to him and Alan Dowse on Thursday. You know, he needs minutes. At the moment, Hampton are bang on it. He hasn't played much football. He's done a lot of training, but not many minutes in games. So works for us because we need a body. It works for him because he needs minutes, and he's got to try and get back in Alan Dowson's team. And I thought today, I wasn't expecting him to give him half hour a day, but I thought today for half an hour he showed what he could do. Got shots off, put tackles in, but he just hasn't got that match sharpness for a long period at the minute. But that'll come over time, whether that's with us. You know, he's only on dual reg, so if Hampton got injuries today, God forbid they didn't, they could call him back Tuesday. But at the moment he's with us to get minutes, and we'll try and integrate him into the squad and give him as many minutes as we feel possible and he feels he can do, because he's an intelligent lad. And like I say, hopefully we've got something on our hands there for a little bit until we get our injuries fully back.
So it's on to Margate on Tuesday evening. It's going to be a very interesting one. I don't know how they got on today, but it's obviously going to be tough, isn't it?
The first month of the season, it's up and down. You know, you'll win a few, you'll keep clean sheets, you might lose the odd one that you don't expect to. But that's part of the transition from what you've got pre-season with new players to get them fully focused on what you expect from them. I thought today the boys took on board what we worked on in the week down to a T. A couple of little adjustments we made at half time, but that's what we're aiming for, and that's the first time apart from the Ebbsfleet game that I felt that we actually got it on point, and that's without the other players available. But it helps with your back four to start it off.
Definitely, definitely. Well done today, Steve, and we go on to Margate.
Cheers, Jim.
Thanks, Steve. Well done.
Oh, Johnny, well done. Clean sheet. How's it feel?
Yeah, great. Yeah, it's always nice getting a clean sheet, and the 3 points is the most important thing. But to top it off a good defensive performance, it's can't really ask for any more. I think first game of the season.
I was down the other end of the pitch.
Yeah.
Your save or straight onto the bar, the penalty?
I would like to say it was my save, but no, straight onto the bar. Yeah, and I think that them missing that penalty really helped us sort of kick on and get that goal, get that winning goal. So yeah, that was a bit of a turning point in the game, I think. But yeah, as I said, it's like nice to get 3 points.
About as tense as first games of the season normally are, wasn't it?
Yeah, they're always a bit of a strange one, really. You never know how everything you've worked on in pre-seasons is going to go, and there's a lot of room for improvement still. But I think we'll all be really happy with that result and moving on to Tuesday night, Margate.
Yeah.
So.
In terms of the four playing in front of you, I'm trying to remember. I think George was out injured when you were here last season, and obviously you wouldn't have played with the two new signings at full.
Yeah, exactly.
Full back. Liam, actually, you probably would have known when you from your spell before.
Yeah.
How different is it when you come back and it's largely a new back four?
Yeah, it is different and it's something to get used to. But I think sort of Bevs and Sonny and Stoney, they've got so much experience and stuff, so it's easy to slot in there for myself and even Jay as well. So I think we're going to look pretty good defensively this year. And yeah, it's always difficult to come to new back four, but as I said, they're great lads and they're very experienced. So yeah, no, it wasn't as hard as I first thought.
Now, I'm not going to lie, your signing game was a bit of a surprise to me and most of us. How did it all come about?
I tried out a few league clubs over the summer, and unfortunately there wasn't anything there for me. So I did speak to the manager at the start of the summer, and I said to him that I couldn't make my mind up that quickly. But I told him my desire that if I was to sign for a non-league side, it would be here. So as soon as I got the call last week, I had no hesitation to coming back. So yeah, was really looking forward to it, and yeah, as I said, it's great to get off to a winning start.
You've just had a couple of training sessions with us since you joined on. Was it Monday,
Yeah, just first day. I think I signed on Monday and then trained on Tuesday and Thursday. Just got back into the swing of things and got to know everyone again. And it's nice to see all the new faces, well, same faces last season. So yeah, we got a great bunch, and I think we can expect good things from us this year.
It's lovely you say that. If you're going to sign for a non-league club, it's going to be us. So there must be something about this club that you really liked when you came last season.
Yeah, as I said, I was really happy here last season. I think mainly down to the staff and the players, and when you're happy and your football sort of thrives. So yeah, no hesitation coming back here, and yeah, I'm really delighted to be here. So.
It's going to be a competitive league this year, but I understand that we're 3 points better off than Billericay, being beaten at home in their first game of the season. So what do you reckon this season's promotion chances?
I think it's key not to look too far ahead. I think just concentrate on the next game, and that's all you can do really. But yeah, I think we're quietly positive, and you know, it's not always about how much money you spend or whatever. It's about the sort of group that you got and the togetherness. So yeah, I think we can be really pleased with today and move on to Tuesday.
And Margate, did you have a spell there last Tuesday?
Yeah, I did. Yeah, I went on loan there after I came back from injury. And yeah, it was a good club actually. It was just a shame about all their financial problems, and so yeah, I went back. Ended up going back because pretty much the whole team left. So, but yeah, it was a good club, and they got a nice ground. So I believe it's a new 3D pitch. So
it is.
So yeah, I think they'll be expecting to hopefully bounce back this season, and our job is to stop them. I think.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Good luck Tuesday night. We'll play today.
Thanks very much. Cheers.
Cheers.